Welcome to another great episode of Movies with MegaShaun. Today we are talking about Concussion. Concussion, starring Will Smith, Alec Baldwin, and the great Albert Brooks. This is directed by Peter Landsman. Now, Concussion is, as you know, is based on the concussions in the NFL and whether they relate to the CTE and how much did they know and how much did they not know. But I'll get into that in just a second. Will Smith as Dr. Bennett Omalu was very, very good. I try to judge pieces like this based off of Jamie Foxx's performance in Ray. How much can you disappear into the character, and I think Will Smith did a great job. I had no issues with complexion or none of that because the gentleman was dark in the wheel. I never really saw Will Smith. It wasn't Jamie great, but it was very, very good. But what it's based on is a Nigerian doctor just kind of comes into work one day and has to operate, has to do an autopsy on a NFL player. Now, his ritual, he talks to his utensils, he talks to the body, and is asking the body to help me help you, and let's find out what happened. Obviously, with him being Nigerian and being a minority, there are going to be different things against him, even other coroners that work down in that room where the bodies go. And obviously he's met with a great level of force and resistance, just even by local people, because this guy was a hero, but people just don't drop dead randomly. And he, as a pathologist, amongst a list of other things on his resume, was just wanting to know why, because it didn't make any sense. Got permission to do the brain scans because what it is just off a regular CAT scan, you're not going to be able to see this. So he actually had to ask permission to inspect pieces of his brain. From him inspecting that, he takes it to some other doctors. They try to brush it off to the side. For one, everybody loves football. It's huge in Pittsburgh. Nobody really wants to deal with it. But as a scientist, as a doctor, as someone in the medical field, these are not things that you can deny because it's a great discovery. He is publishing a book, gets some death threats. To be taken real seriously, you need it to happen a couple of times. So obviously, as you saw on the news, players start to just drop left and right. So through his analysis, he had realized that the center of football, the guy that plays the center position, that is probably the most violent spot on the field in his opinion. And he had estimated that from Pop Warner to high school to collegiate to NFL, that this man had taken approximately 75,000 blows to the head. And he was saying that the equivalent of these blows was like being hit in the head with a sledgehammer. Now, obviously, the NFL wasn't fans of that, so they, tried to deny his work and kind of push him off to the side. I even remember when Paul Tagliabue stepped down and Roger Goodell came along, and just to find out that it was because he dropped not because he dropped the ball, because he chose to drop the ball on this. And what I liked about the movie was that it was very insightful. As much as I am a fan of football, I definitely lost a huge amount of respect for the NFL, just because people should have a right to know that this could happen. And they knew, and who knows how long they knew. Even when they signed the papers to the players, in that agreement, they decided that they would not let anybody know how long they knew, but just that they knew, but it didn't really come into a head until a guy who was working with the NFL died, and that was the gentleman that had shot himself a couple of years ago. But he shot himself in the chest and had written in his suicide letter to have Dr. Bennett Omalu to do his autopsy, and because he was losing his mind, he was going crazy. So then from there, he did that, and then that is when it blew up. But the entire time before that, they were aware of it, but they just kind of brushed it off to the side. You would hear about it in the media, but not so much. But that was why, is because the NFL is powerful. Even one of the lines you hear on the trailer, they took Sunday from the Lord. So obviously, what if some random foreign-born man who's not even an American citizen, who cares about him? But just a very eye-opening What I didn't like, there really wasn't nothing that I didn't like. You know, Will Smith's performance was good. The young lady's performance was great. It was played his girlfriend and then his wife. But just, just the, because I have kids, and I have people, friends that also have children. And, it's definitely going to make you think twice about letting your kids play football. Like, do you let them play in college? Do you have them start in junior high? Like, when do you start them, or do you start them at all? Because based on this research, it's gonna happen. Even if you look at the Junior Seau situation and just its effects that it has on people, whether it makes them more violent or whether it makes them suicidal because they're hearing things in their head, just very, very eye-opening. But continue to subscribe, like, share. Culture Junkies, watch Game. We got this week so far. We got top 5. We got movies with MegaShaun. No Twizzlers, no popcorn, no soda. This one was all for you. See you guys later.
Culture Junkies!